Dead leaves falling by millions in autumn, making our roads slippery, our gardens untidy. What if this green waste was turned into paper or cardboard? In this recycling centre in the suburbs of Paris, Éric Valmet stores up to 6,000 tons of dead leaves every year. Trucks come in from across the Île-de-France region, filling up 3 hectares of land with leaves, branches, crates.
Can you pick up that smell of fermentation? It's because these leaves have already been stored for 2 or 3 months.
Leaves are separated from the rest of the organic waste, carefully sorted.
Leaves that come from parks, gardens, green spaces, golf courses, or even castles are not polluted, unlike those found by roadside trees. There are no cigarette butts, no plastic. It's people's bad habits that ruin the quality of the leaves.
Until now, the leaves were simply burned or mixed with wood to create renewable energy, namely for heating. The rest ended up in farmers' fields as fertilizer. Today, a new client wants to buy Éric's leaves as soon as they've been collected to turn them into paper without cutting down a single tree. The brains behind it is Valentin Freschka, the first to use leaf lignin, a natural substance found in plants, to make paper. The Ukrainian scientist came up with the idea at school, aged 16.
I was from a very small village and I wanted to do something regarding to science. So we just worked with my chemistry teacher on the different biomaterials, wheat straw, some plants. But one day we also tried to work with the leaves. We treated with the different chemicals and we realized that it also consists from the same tissues as the other plants, and it also could be used as raw material for making paper instead of using wood.
Making paper with no wood, a challenge for Valentin, who's still looking for the perfect recipe with leaves as a new ingredient.
Well, now it's a very important part of the research. Before making the paper, I need to analyze it on how it's soaking, what's the distribution of the particles, and only after, if everything is fine and the distribution of the particles are okay, we can send it to the paper mill where this paper could be manufactured.
Major brands are currently testing Valentin's raw material using bags, boxes and packaging products made of dead leaves. It's a delicate manufacturing process, as leaves are more fragile than wood. Valentin and his co-founder, Alexandra, set up this pilot production line near Paris, where they collect local leaves.
This is the industrial bus where the leaves, which is screened from the stones and the sun, are washed. And you see it looks like a jacuzzi with all these nice bubbles around. Over here we can observe if there are any plastic remains in the leaves. Our operators can pick up the plastic.
From transporting to cleaning, drying and crushing the leaves into granules, carbon emissions are thought to be 70% lower than in standard paper productions.
The cardboard and the waste paper, this is a limited resource. The recyclability of the paper has some limits. Normally there are no more than 5 times. Using the leaves, this is an additional source of the raw materials, which we incorporate into the supply chain.
Most paper pulp factories have a significant impact on the environment. But with this new technology, the startup says that 17 trees are saved every time 1 ton of paper is made.
The startup isn't only focusing on the paper industry, it's also exploring new ways of using fallen leaves in hygiene products and bioplastics.